I'd like to use this as a backdrop. This is a vampire hunting kit here. And what they would use this for is to put down vampires. Now, there was a vampire craze in England. People were really afraid of being buried alive. If you go back, there's lots of the Gothic horror of the time was being buried alive and finding people who were buried alive that came back and attacked people. So anyway, here's some of the cures for vampirism: elixir of vitriol, flower of garlic. And so you carry these things, and then obviously you've got a knife, a flintlock, a crucifix, a hammer and a stake, and these were some of the things that were thought would get rid of vampirism. And obviously everything from Bram Stoker on. Bram Stoker basically just codified the myths of the Carpathian mountains, and then this thing that there held it was a censer for holy water. And so what really gave rise to the legend of vampires, sometimes they would bury people in a mausoleum and they weren't actually dead, and they would wake up and start wandering around. They were sick, because they had some kind of injury, and they'd be the undead. And also, sometimes people knew how bodies corroded and decayed on top of the ground, but they didn't really have a good grasp of what would happen to somebody put in a coffin and buried in the ground. So sometimes when they did exhume the corpses, they would find that they hadn't decayed and that there was blood around the lips. And sometimes the body had moved. Well, they didn't really embalm people back then, so the trap gases would expand and move the body around, and it would appear that they were undead. And then sometimes they would drive the stake in this dead body, maybe a week after he died, when they thought they saw him, and there'd be trapped gases from the body decomposing, and he'd let out. It would cause the gas to either make it move or let out a moan, because the gas is going through the trachea and through the mouth. So that gave rise and reinforced the vampire legend. And anyway, if you got anything from this, like and share and subscribe. Thank you. I'm out.